Hey guys, what's up? It's Silxnse back with another video, and today I'll be giving you different ways to counter Pharah. Now a lot of people will just say, oh, we just need a soldier and maybe a McCree to counter the Pharah, or they'll blame their soldier and McCree for not killing the Pharah every time. A lot of the time this is not at all what's going wrong or how to actually counter Pharah. So the reason why soldier and McCree doesn't always work against the Pharah is because if the Pharah has a Mercy on them, it can be really hard for Soldier McCree to kill the Pharah unless they focus on Mercy first, but the Mercy will obviously not just stay in the open the whole time while she's healing Pharah. Another reason why using these two hit scans doesn't always work out is because if they have to focus on the Pharah the whole time and the Mercy, they can't focus on the other things like the tanks, and if the tanks have like free range, they can just get on the hit scans and just kill them easy. The hit scans can't focus the tanks and the Pharah at the same time, so that can make it a lot harder. So that's why I recommend actually using one hit scan and one other hero. So for example, you might not think Reaper is good against a Pharah, but if you run a Reaper with a soldier or with a McCree, it actually works really well because you can have the soldier just focus on the Mercy and the Pharah, keep their attention, and the tanks will try to dive the soldier since he's like the easiest target. But then your Reaper can just protect him and make sure the tanks are off them and give him a lot of space, which makes it a lot easier for the soldiers to do his job. Now there are some other heroes that work really good against Pharmercy that you don't usually think about. Now one of them is Torbjorn. He doesn't really do good at exactly killing the Pharah, but he usually keeps the attention of her like most of the game. The Pharah can't really do her job while the turret's shooting her, so she has to focus on that, and while she's focusing on that, she obviously can't kill her team at the same time. Another hero that's actually really strong against Pharah is Deva. A lot of you know this, but you don't think of it that much when you're playing. When there's a Pharah on the enemy team, you'll usually be like, oh, let's go soldier, let's go McCree. When really, Deva can work just as well sometimes, and a lot of times even better. She can first off block the damage from the Pharah, so she's pretty much ineffective while your team wins the fight on the ground, and she can also easily go in the air and kill her by herself without any other support. Another one of the heroes that helps counter the Pharah really well is actually Winston. You don't think of this very much, but if you run dive with a Winston, you can easily wipe the enemy team in a short amount of time, which is what dive is made for. And if the enemy team dies really quick before the Pharah can do anything else about it, she's usually can't really do anything, so it's an easy one. Now another tank that's kind of good against Pharah is Zarya. She's not very good at dealing against the Pharah, but she can absorb the damage from the Pharah and gain a lot of charge from her, which makes it so she can deal with the enemies on the ground a lot easier. Now the supports are actually really good against Pharah, mostly all of them except maybe Zenyatta and Moira. They don't do that much against the Pharah. But let's start with Anna. Anna can help a lot against the Pharah since she can actually just kill Pharah in 3 shots, which is very strong, and she can always apply pressure to the Pharah while her DPS are busy killing other people on the team. Now Lucio is very strong against Pharah because if he's speed boosting all the time, it's a lot harder for Pharah to actually hit her shots, and he can stay near his hit scans and other teammates and keep them up with his heals at the same time. And a lot of people don't do this, but if you're a good Lucio, you can actually go in the sky on certain maps with your wall rides and actually contest the Pharah and sometimes actually kill her. I do this a lot of times since I am a Lucio main. I try to do this as much as I can when the Pharah is in the open where I can get to her, and usually it relieves a lot of pressure from my team. Now Mercy, this is very good against Pharah because if you're constantly healing or damage boosting your DPS that are shooting the Pharah, it's a lot harder for her to kill them, and it's a lot easier for them to kill her. Now a lot of people don't do this, but Mercy's Valk is actually really strong against the Pharah because she actually does a lot of damage. She moves faster than the Pharah, and she can usually hunt her down even with a pocket on her. Now you don't want to be focusing your Valkyrie just on the Pharah most of the time. You also want to keep your team up, and if a Pharah is constantly shooting your team, if you just have Valk on heals with your team, it's a lot harder for her to kill them. Now Zenyatta, he's probably, in my opinion, the best support to play against a Pharah. Zenyatta is really good because you can discord the Pharah, which makes it a lot easier for your teammates to kill her. It also just makes her know that she's not safe where she is. If you just put the discord on her, she won't be as aggressive, and she usually back off. You can usually fight the Pharah, since you can put a lot of damage out in a short amount of time. So yeah, he's really strong. And probably, in my opinion, the hardest counter to a Pharah is running a Widowmaker. But Widowmaker is not good to run against her if you're not good at Widowmaker, or the Pharah, or if it's a map that the Pharah can just run around you on. If it's not an open map, the Pharah can just run around you and shoot you in the back and you can't really do anything about it. But if it's a wide open map, like maybe Junkertown on the first point, she can't really go anywhere without you having her in your sights, and if she's in your sights and you're a good Widow, you should be able to take her down. Now, besides the heroes, there's also a few other things you can do to help counter the Pharah. One of them is pretty obvious, but a lot of people overlook this. Focus the Mercy or her supports that are healing her, other than just a Pharah, because if you just keep shooting the Pharah while she's getting healed, most of the time you're not going to be able to kill her, and you're just kind of wasting your time. But if you focus the supports, it's a lot harder for the Pharah to stay up, and even if you die the Pharah, but you kill the supports, makes it so your team can kill the Pharah a lot easier even without you. Now, one more thing that people overlook is just changing your playstyle completely. But if everyone focuses targets on the ground all together, they can usually kill them really quick, and then focus the Pharah like 6v2 or 6v1 afterwards, making it so she can't really do much. So yeah, those are all of my tips to play against the Pharmercy and how to counter them. If there's anything else you would like to know, or any more information you would like me to answer in the comment section below, of course just leave a comment. If there's any videos you would like to see, let me know, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace.